Hi there. So today I want to talk to you about the importance of having a routine. Oftentimes, I'll get clients who feel like their dogs are a bit too much to handle or a bit out of control in the house or around other people, around distractions. And one of the root causes I've found, statistically, one of the most common causes that I've found in most cases is that the dogs haven't been sufficiently exercised. Now, a good routine is a good routine would be one that starts the day off with sufficient exercise. Consider this, right? They've had a good night's sleep. They've had 8, 7, 8, 9, 10 hours of sleep, and now they've started the day. Animals generally start the day very early. They need to move. They need to find food. They need their exercise. Now, if you are someone who has a very busy schedule in the morning, so you've got, to drop your kids at school or you've got to get to work early, I recommend trying to wake up a little bit earlier or designating the dog's exercise to one specific person so that the dog has an outlet for all of that energy, because obviously they're well rested, they've had a good night's sleep, and it's time for them to start their day. They need that movement, they need that exercise. It's not wrong for them to need it, and if we don't give them the outlet in the morning, first thing in the morning, it's going to carry over into whatever else you do with your dog throughout the day. If you try to just have your dog relax in the room while everyone is doing their own morning routine, you're going to struggle to have your dog calm down because, like we said, they've had a well rested good night's sleep. So a recommended routine would be morning walks, depending on your dog's size. This can differ from dog to dog, depending on your dog's age. So there's a number of factors there, but a lot of exercise. If you don't have the time for a walk or you have to go far for a walk, then start off the day with some other form of exercise. It could be fetch, it could be training, it could be just playing in the house, tug, anything that gets them moving a lot, releasing a lot of energy. And then another thing to make sure, this a lot of people already know this, but it's good to repeat anyway. You want to try and avoid feeding your dog first thing in the morning. You want your dog to move and exercise first, because a lot of dogs, especially bigger dogs with a deep chest, but this can affect smaller dogs as well. If you feed the dog first and then get them to move around, exercise, run, play, jump, do all of the things that they do, the food in their stomach, or their stomach, can actually turn in on itself, and when that happens, now you have a knot on either end which prevents food from flowing, and this can cause death instantly. So always make sure that you're not feeding your dog before playtime, before walks, before running, before exercise. Basically, it's always, every single day, routine should be exercise first and then feeding. Or if for whatever reason, if it's raining, etc., you have to feed your dog first, because you can't take them for a walk and it's raining, or whatever your reason is, then there should be at least an hour and a half's break before, like, for them to digest their food before they're allowed to run and play again. Right, so that's that for routine. Another thing to incorporate into your routine can be the concept of downtime. I like to suggest that whenever you do any kind of activity with your dog, whether it's a walk, whether it's playing, whether it's hiking, swimming, going to the beach, anything, always follow it with some decompression time. The reason for that is when a dog does too many things one after the other without enforced resting time, your dog builds on its own stamina, one, and two, you can often have dogs that feel overstimulated. And when a dog's overstimulated, they're harder to control. It's not because they don't want to listen to you, it's just because the wiring of their brain is such that they're feeling overwhelmed in that moment, and even they don't know it. So the best thing you can do for your dog is actually to enforce rest time after any form of activity. So if you've had a 15-20 minute play session, send them to their bed. Or if you've had a nice long 1-2 hour walk or time at the beach, I will put them in the crate for a good, so 1 hour's exercise, I would put the dog in the crate for 2 to 3 hours to sleep. If you've had 15-20 minutes of playtime, I would have the dog go to his bed for at least an hour. If your dog does not know how to stay in place on its bed, then a crate is preferable, because otherwise they just, are easily distracted. So any sound that they hear, they just start following around. They see you move, they follow you, and that's not downtime, because that's just them still being active. So the other thing to keep in mind is, now, people will often say that they don't want to put their dog at the crates for too long, and I completely understand that. I don't need your dog to be in the crate all day, but I need you to have a crate routine, right? So, for instance, if the dog's sleeping, they should be in the crate overnight. After activity, they should be in the crate. After they've had a big walk, basically anything they do.